You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show.
Hey dolls, Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another after show for E's Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Season 8, Episode 15, Baby Shower Blues. I'm your host, Jason Ikeler, and joining me tonight,
I'm Danica Kennedy.
Keaton and Justin are both out because they had camel toes and they couldn't be with us tonight.
They were too embarrassed.
So they didn't want to be seen. But they will be back with us next week, and they'll probably have those pussy protectors in.
Hopefully. We should get them cups for when
we
they
will
come
for
back.
whenever they get back.
So they're nice and confused.
So I feel like our Kardashians after show sometimes turns into like a late night sex talk show.
It really does, but it's not our fault. It's because they talk about sex all the time.
So if you have young ears listening, we're probably going to say the word pussy a lot. It's
This
not our
episode.
fault. It happened in the episode. Right?
And in the episode, they bleep it out. So we're assuming they're saying pussy a million times. But
yeah, they could have been saying anything. We could say puh.
Pup.
Pussy. So Khloe is working out with Pia and Kylie. And I don't know. I feel like we know Pia from something, but I just can't remember.
She's been around the house here and there.
One of Kylie and
one of the
Kendall's friends. And Khloe's telling them that when she works out, she always gets a camel toe. And so she has to wear longer shirts when she works out so she can CTC, cover that camel.
Cover that camel. She has camel toe issues, though. And, in the episode, they referred to Kim and Kourtney being the pussy police for her multiple times. Like, she wasn't insecure about her vagina to begin with, but since they keep pointing out her camel toe all the time, she's become kind of embarrassed.
I can't imagine what that feels like to be insecure about your vagina. Like it's gotta be like a weird thing because she wears tight clothing. She always kind of wears like high-waisted jeans and stuff that show off your nether regions. And to have that be like splashed on Perez Hilton and TMZ has to be kind of weird if you're already self-conscious about it.
Oh, of course. Also, front wedgies just aren't comfortable. I know you can't relate to this, but
what does that feel like?
It's horrible. In fact, like this has been an issue at my day job right now. The work pants that everyone had, everyone hates them. They're like, it's murdering our vaginas. The crotch is just not big enough. And the guy, like the girls will talk about it at work and the guys will just be like, what? We don't get it. You don't have a dick or anything. Like, why do you need crotch space?
Danica's going to post a picture on her Instagram so you can see what she's talking about later today.
But they said, okay, fine, you can bring your own pants to work. So people started doing it. But then people started wearing leggings. Now it's a serious camel toe problem.
Well, yeah, because I feel like whenever people first started to wear leggings, they would wear them with like a shorter dress. But now people
or like
wear
long shirts where it's flowy.
Now
but
somebody
now
wear
they
like
pull
a crop top and leggings. And I don't think it looks good on anyone, but B, you can totally see their camel toe.
It's horrible, and they all need those little cups that Kourtney
So Kourtney ends
Khloe.
up getting Khloe a pussy cup. What is it called?
It was
like a pussy
basically
protector?
like get rid of your camel toe thing that she bought at some store. That's a cup that you put into your underwear.
Oh, so okay, I was
think.
unsure if you put it into your vag or into your underwear.
It kind of looked like a triangle pad that was made out of plastic to me.
So it just like covers it.
Yeah, like a weird cup, but it looked so uncomfortable, and it was apparently.
Hey Marissa, can you Google
Yes.
camel toe protectors and see what they're made out of?
Okay.
Or camel toe
blockers.
That's
All
Marissa, our handy dandy engineer. And
what's up?
And now she's on Pussy Patrol for us.
She's the new
part of my
pussy
job.
police.
Part of my job.
Put that on your resume.
It's
So-
important.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you got to research about things. So before we talk about Pussy too, I want well, we've already been talking about Pussy, but this came up during one of the Pussy scenes, and Khloe mentioned that Lamar and Rob, she was talking to Malika, and she said
yeah.
Lamar and Rob circle
jerked something. I don't know if she was either trying to say they were trying to do something to her or they were circle jerking each other and she was joking. But
Okay.
either way, we rewound it and we still didn't understand what she was trying to say.
And circle jerk, correct me if I'm wrong, is where you're like, hey, you help me, I help you, right?
Like in a circle.
Yeah, like, or is it like you're just together jerking it?
I picture people in a circle jerking.
But
it.
like, was Khloe asleep while this was happening?
I don't know.
Or
This
were
is
they?
weird.
Or were they like? I don't know if you can see the video. Were they? Were they like putting their? I don't know.
I feel like they didn't do anything, and Khloe is just
making shit up.
making shit up and trying to make them sound gay and stupid and trying to put them down because everyone's ragging on her camel toe this episode.
That makes sense.
But I didn't really understand what she meant by it. I
Well,
was kind of
a
confused.
circle jerk is like if
how
you
she
had a
phrased
penis, I would like jerk it off while you jerks me off,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
I think
circle?
that's what it means. Yeah.
That's what I would assume. I don't really
It's
know
like
what it means.
friends
We're gonna have to like
friends
Urban
helping
Dictionary
friends.
that.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Sorry, this has just gone so off track. So the reason she's telling Malika that is also to explain to her like Khloe can't wear jeans because of her camel toe because her ass is too big, and so then it's tight on her pussy too. And so she's like, hey, I got this from my mom. Like, Kris is ruining my life.
It's so funny when she calls up her mom to get mad at her for having a big pussy. And she
Could
first
you
of
imagine
all,
calling your mom like, hey mom,
what
I'm
else
really
did you
pissed
give
at you.
me?
Yeah, she's like, you gave me gray hair, and Kim's always calling me out for gray hair, and now you gave me this goddamn camel toe.
like a huge vagina, and then Kris says, "Well, my vagina's fine."
Yeah,
like,
she's like, it's
mine
looking pretty
looks
good
great.
right now. And she tells her, she's like, Kourtney and Kim are not the pussy police. Wear a long shirt and live your life.
Which is true. Who cares? Be comfortable.
Such like a motherly thing to say, but something that only Kris Jenner would say.
Yeah, she means well.
She does mean well. So, in the meanwhile, Kourtney and Khloe go to this trampoline exercise class, which looks so much fun.
I want to go there.
I do too. So you like bounce up and down and exercise.
Yes, but she has that cup thing in.
The pussy pad inside.
Kourtney made her wear it to a workout class.
I believe they call it cucini.
Cucini.
Cucini. That
Yeah.
sounds like a Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
Is cucini?
For the cooch.
Oh,
cucini.
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 That's
Italian
what we need to call
for
everyone,
pussy
our little
protector.
cucinis
My little
now.
cucinis. So she's wearing the cucini. That's kind of fun to say. She's wearing the cucini to the exercise class. And obviously she's jumping up and down and moving all around. And
Her
so
jumping jack, she couldn't spread her legs.
fully. And so it like is sliding all around and down. So she ends up just going to the bathroom and throwing it away. And I love in the like confessional at the end where she's like, you know what? If you see it, fuck it. It's my gift from me to you.
Oh,
Just
about
go
her
with
camel
it.
toe. Yeah, it's a present, she said.
And we'll take it. We'll take it, Khloe.
When she threw it away, Kourtney's like, you can wash it and reuse it. And she's like, that thing hurts.
Not
it's
happening.
uncomfortable. Not gonna happen.
It's so funny though.
That's such a funny. They always buy each other really funny gifts. I wonder where I feel like they would be the best at like doing white elephant.
Yeah.
Or some random.
Well, and you gotta
gift
give her
trading.
you gotta give her props too for like to be confident with your pussy. It's not easy, I can imagine. So like to just be like, hey, you know what? Perez Hilton's gonna post it. I don't care. Do what you gotta do.
I feel like she probably wanted to address it on an episode because it's been
Yeah, that's probably
in
true.
the magazines and stuff. She just wants to own it and be like, I do have a camel toe and I rock it. I tried
Rocking
the pussy
it.
pad cucini and it didn't work.
I don't need no cucini, all natural. Before we move on to even more exciting topics, we want to remind everybody to go onto iTunes and download and subscribe to the Keeping Up with the Kardashians AfterBuzz podcast and rate and comment. Give us 5 stars. A lot of the ratings on there are from past seasons, and we want you to rate our season. And we love all the comments on YouTube and Twitter, and we always write back, so keep them coming.
Please do. We do sit and read all your comments, and we really appreciate your feedback, especially if you correct us. Sometimes we get our facts wrong. We know it. We don't take it to heart.
Sometimes. But we are wearing cucinis right now, just so everyone listening can picture that. And it feels good.
You comfortable over there?
It's like I'm not spreading my legs. I have to keep them together, but...
Were you having camel toe issues before?
Hey, what's it called when a guy gets it? Moose knuckle? Right?
I've never heard that before,
I think
but
that's what Chelsea Handler calls it.
A moose knuckle?
Yeah, because remember Michael Lohan always used to have it when you have like...
Oh,
like
because he used to wear those really high pants.
Yeah, but you have like one ball on each side of the jeans. Moose knuckle.
Moose knuckle.
I wonder if they make moose knuckle protectors.
Tape?
Tape?
One side?
Yeah, I don't... Oh, that's kind of funny. You just tape it to the side.
I don't know how it works down there. I'm just guessing.
That's... I'm not going to say anything.
We have to move on.
Yeah, we have to move on.
Before it gets worse.
The Kardashians this season has talked about guns and gun control
so many times.
It's been like impounded into our head.
Well, they kind of dropped it for a few episodes, and then now they brought back that plot line and topic again.
And it's weird because I think we've seen every member of the family take a gun class.
I feel like they're doing it because guns have been so relevant this year in politics and in the news that they kind of wanted to touch upon it.
But it's kind of weird because they don't really like take a stance against it. Like Bruce is for it, Kris is against it, and that's just kind of how it is.
They just fight.
Yeah. So Kylie is at the Malibu beach house with Bruce, and he's cleaning the gun, and she's uncomfortable, of course. So she goes to Kris, and they decide like, hey, why don't we just get rid of the gun? They talked about it before. And now
but it was Kris's idea.
Oh, yeah. And she totally tried to blame Kylie.
Yeah. So Kylie is just there, and she gets anxiety around loud noises. She doesn't like being around guns. Pretty normal fears.
Yeah.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. But then once she talks to Kris is like, ooh, I need to get rid of this. So the plan is to pretend to be on Bruce's side. Usually I'm on Kris's side for most of the issues, but this time I felt bad for Bruce. But it's so funny what Kris did.
It just seems like really bad parenting.
Oh, it is. It's like, hey, I'm going to lie to my husband's face. So she basically pretends to like guns all of a sudden so she can get a hold of the gun.
Because he has it
to destroy it.
They don't even know where, and they don't even know where the safe is.
And, they keep going around the house looking for the safe, and she has no idea. She's like, maybe some of these books are fake, and it's in one of these. It's like she doesn't even know what she has in her house. Or where anything is.
So funny. So she ends up actually not being bad at them when they go to the, what's it called, like the shooting range?
Oh, yeah. That was so funny. When she gets to the shooting range, they change out the paper or the guy you're shooting. And she was like, oh, can you put a picture of someone you don't like on the target?
On the target.
And they're like, no, you can't do that. We don't encourage people wanting to actually shoot someone they know.
I know. She's the crazy one. She's like so against guns. She's like, hold up.
Wait,
let's put
this person?
The guy from TMZ.
Bang, bang, bang.
Got it. So she ends up getting her, is it a license? I don't know. I don't know anything about guns.
She passes the test.
She passes the test. And so Bruce shows them where the gun is. It's in the laundry room, and he tells
gives
them
her
the
code.
And
just Kris.
So then her and Kylie decide, they go through a bunch of different ideas. Can they throw the gun across the over a bridge?
They wanted to put it in the ocean, bury it, which all their ideas sounded like I just murdered someone and I'm trying to cover it up. So terrible ideas.
I never really thought about that though. Like when you want to get rid of like people that buy guns, to get rid of them.
Yeah. What do you do?
Because you can't like throw them away. That's not safe. So I guess we know now. You put it in a pile of cement.
It was smart. They got a little Tupperware container thing and filled it up with cement halfway, put the gun in, filled
And
it
I
up
love
the
that
rest.
they wrote like "Love Kris and Kylie" on it.
Yeah.
Into the cement. That's
And they
so
hid
funny.
it under the barbecue and then had to hide the evidence.
I like seeing Kris and Kylie like sneak around like that though. It's funny.
But Kris is such the little kid
Yeah.
in the scenario. Like, Bruce eventually finds out. Well, he actually buys Kris her own gun because he believes that she's suddenly into guns because she's lying straight to his face. And so he buys her this gun, and she's like, oh, great, I just destroyed the other one.
I know you can see that she in that moment finally feels bad.
Oh, yeah. And I felt bad for him, too. He's trying to be nice and stuff. And he's like, oh, I'm going to teach you some things. I'm going to go grab my gun. So he walks downstairs and Kris goes, Kylie, you need to tell him that it's not there. It's like, why does she need to tell? You're the one that did it.
And she totally blames Kylie, too. Bruce is like, who did this? And she's like, Kylie.
They point at each
They
other.
both point at each other. It's so funny.
But it was definitely Chris's idea.
Kris. So she ends up same place where we left off. Lets Bruce keep a different gun in the house.
Yeah, so
Kylie's
Bruce
probably
just
still going to be
gets her
scared.
gun,
Nothing's really solved.
And that's it. So nothing got solved about the gun
At all.
issue at all. But it was still brought up again
It was
in
still kind
another
of fun
episode.
to watch.
It was
So I'm sure
entertaining.
it'll come back. Who hasn't taken a gun class yet? I think everyone has, right?
I think everyone. I mean, Kim, did she?
I feel like they did back in the day. Or no, they took like a self-defense class.
Oh
Remember
yeah, they
somebody
took
broke
like
into
a
the
rape
Dash
class
store?
where
Yeah.
you have to like strangle people and climb on them. So I remember that.
I want to
beat
take one of
people
those.
up.
That'd be fun.
Let's take both shooting
Okay.
class and
Speaking
beat
of
people up.
shooting, Serial Buddies is a murder comedy indie movie made by all the people here at AfterBuzz, and all of the proceeds from Serial Buddies go back into AfterBuzz, and it's actually on DVD now. So you can go to any of your favorite DVD stores and buy it, or you can get it online at iTunes or Amazon. And again, the proceeds go back into here so we can continue to give you these free podcasts, and it's really funny and it's cheap. So just buy it.
Just do it.
It'll be worth it. So we finally get to see Kim's baby shower. And we been
saw a
waiting
little
for a
glimpse
while.
of our boss Maria Menounos in the background.
Representing for AfterBuzz.
Repping AfterBuzz in the corner. Love it.
Yeah, so come to find out, Kim didn't actually want a baby shower, which I didn't know about that, because you think Kim and you think these big elaborate parties and every over the top, and I thought she would have been like all gung-ho for it.
I think she had a bad pregnancy. Like, she went through a lot of scrutiny with the whole pregnancy. I mean, she was still married for part of it. The whole gaining weight thing, people were so mean to her about, which everyone gains weight when they're pregnant.
Yeah,
you can't
I think
get
that's so gross
mad.
when people rip on a pregnant lady.
It's so stupid. Even if they're a Hollywood star, it's natural.
Yeah.
You're making a child. You're making a human baby and cooking it in your stomach for 9 months. Like, of course
like
you're going to gain weight.
It's ridiculous to me that people would say that. And I feel like especially your first baby, that pregnancy should be like as easy as possible. You know what I mean? And she's got the whole world on her back. And the fact that the divorce was going on for more than half of it just sucked.
And she's busy. She works a lot. She's flying around a lot. Like, it just seemed like a very stressful parenthood. And she had some medical issues too. She wasn't feeling well, had to go to the hospital a few times.
And I feel like if you see pictures of her and Kanye and the baby now, she looks like so happy and just relaxed. And I feel like now she finally gets to enjoy her time with the baby and enjoy being a mom. And I think it was so stressful in the beginning that I'm glad she's taking time off for herself.
Me too. The baby shower was amazing, though. I mean, she
Amazing.
didn't want one, but they talked her into it by showing a bunch of old videos of when she was a little
I thought that was
baby in
so
the
cute.
tummy.
And then let's talk about that
Back in
video
the
of
80s.
Kris
The
from Chris's baby
outfits.
shower. Her personality hasn't changed. She's still just as much of an attention whore.
She's exactly the same,
I love
minus
that.
the intense shoulder pads.
Yeah, more
the
plastic
bangs.
surgery,
Yes.
but nothing wrong with that. And I kind of liked that Kim didn't accept gifts either, because
They
she has
donated
money. She
it to
doesn't need
charity.
it. Yeah, I thought that was nice of her.
I mean, there's so many celebrities out there that get all sorts of stuff sent to them. I'm sure she's the type of person, especially since she has everything in her house very clean, black and white particular, that she's going to want to buy the baby stuff and have it all match. And you know, go
Exactly.
together anyways, that she would just get a million random gifts from all over the
And I'm
place.
sure
I think
she
it makes
did
more
anyways,
sense. Oh,
but-
I'm sure. Remember we were doing the news and gossip after the baby was born, and the things we were hearing about the baby's
Oh,
gifts,
yeah,
it
were
was just
crazy, over the top.
ridiculous. Like how expensive the swaddling blankets and stuff were.
It's so funny though, because I feel like if you have that much money, you might as well live like it.
Might
You
as
know.
well. Might as well have fun
And
with your money.
We got to see Kanye finally. He hasn't been on the show since he redid Kim's Closet,
Oh my gosh.
right? Because he got a bunch of scrutiny for that, so he decided to stop doing the show.
Well, that was so sad. I was like, the Louis Vuittons, they're homeless.
I know. I'll take them.
I'll give them a home. What size does she wear?
I know. And so I was happy that he came and did the show for the shower, because obviously they're filming this was the actual baby shower. And I thought maybe they would cover oh no, because they remember the sex of the baby was announced the day of the shower
Yeah.
on the show, and that's when it came out there too. I thought they would maybe mention that. But I guess it was already mentioned on the show.
Yeah, I guess they already covered it.
But I
now.
love seeing all their Kelly Osbourne was there, Nene was there.
And that's where
Maria
Chloe
was there,
got married.
obviously.
It was I think it's one of their friends' backyards. It's a beautiful
I
backyard.
have a friend that works for Fiji Water, and the whole bridal shower was sponsored. Like all the water was from Fiji that they shipped in.
Nice.
I know, nothing but the
Delicious water.
best. Exactly.
So cool. I thought that Kanye was there and he just wasn't in the shots for
At
a long
first?
time.
Yeah.
I've actually thought that kind of all along. Like, I wonder if Kanye's there and he's just not in the shots because he doesn't want to be on TV. But especially for the baby shower, it's half his family.
Yeah, well, because I feel like for reality shows like this, they have like shoot dates scheduled where like we're gonna
Oh,
shoot
yeah.
at this place at this time. But I feel like the things like this that are actually really happening, whether or not the show is there, I think you're right. He's probably
The ones
there and
there
just
where
cut
it's like
out.
birthday parties,
Or, like, an event.
anniversaries,
Yeah.
or yeah, some big event. Like, there's been episodes where it's been someone in the family, like birthday or something, and I think, okay, Kanye's probably there
Yeah.
and just not in the shots. But I'm glad that they actually showed him in the end, because I was thinking, why is his whole family there and Lamar and other guys?
Yeah, well, we've talked about this before too. Him deciding not to be in the show almost is worse for his image than being in the show, because you're like, oh, he's a terrible father. He's never there.
But within the 3 minutes tops that he was in this episode, he was barely in it.
Yeah.
He totally changed my perspective of him.
Yeah.
As
Did
a
you
dad,
ever
he
see?
was smiling and laughing.
Did you see
and
the interview he
Family
did
Guy.
with Kris on her talk show?
Oh yes, I did.
That made me like respect him at a whole nother level.
Isn't that he came on to show the picture of the baby,
yeah,
right?
that's where he first
That was really
debuted
cute.
it. I love that, and I think fatherhood has kind of really brought him down to earth, which
I
is
think
good.
so too. I think they should just have a spin-off, the three of them.
I would love it.
That's not
I
gonna
feel like
happen,
that's
I
never gonna
doubt it.
happen, but maybe they could be in a music video or something.
But wouldn't that just be reality TV gold?
Gold. Oh my God, that would be the best show ever. So then Kris made this big speech at the baby shower, and I thought that was really nice.
It was an amazing speech. It was so spot on too. It talked about how Kim is such a strong person
And
and,
she's
she
gone
puts up
through
with
it's
so
been a hard
much,
pregnancy.
and how much she loves her. I mean, Kris, even though she's crazy most of the time,
Yeah.
she
she's a good mom.
loves her family. Family is everything to her, and being a grandma, I think, is very exciting for
Well,
her.
and they're still living with Kris and Bruce, which is crazy.
Still?
They were.
I think they got their own place now.
Oh, do they now? Okay.
Yeah, because
Whenever
I
the
remember
talk show
seeing
aired, they were
some
still there.
Stuff. Oh yeah, when the baby was first born, I think they were still finishing up the house. But then I remember reading something about them moving in and their $1 million security systems
okay.
and their fancy beds and
'Cause
all this stuff.
I couldn't
and the
imagine
move.
like being Kanye, and he was an only child, going from that to moving and like who he is and used to this whole entourage, and then moving into the Kardashian home. I wish they would have covered that on this show, because that'd be hilarious to watch.
Anyone that's an only child going into the
Yeah,
Kardashian
I mean, Scott.
home. Like I grew up as an only child. I couldn't imagine living in that household.
And actually, kind of different. Actually, I'll wait to talk about this till we get into news and gossip, because I want to talk about Lamar. But I think that wraps up the episode, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's get into news and gossip then.
AfterBuzz TV News.
This is gonna be Khloe and Lamar heavy, just so you guys know.
Definitely.
But I was shocked that we talked last time we were in here that maybe they would cut Lamar out of this back episodes of this season just because of everything that's going on. But they showed him, and I mean, nothing was really going on at the time.
The previews a few weeks ago showed Khloe talking about her problems not being able to get pregnant and all that, and we haven't seen any of that yet. I wonder if they got rid of that sort of material. The more personal, like, we're trying to have a baby together stuff, I feel like would be something that they would take out, if anything.
Okay.
If there's, you know, all the divorce rumors.
It's got to be hard for Khloe to, like, because they always live tweet the episodes, to watch that back. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure.
Because they're not together right now, obviously. Well, they haven't made an announcement yet, but you have some news about that.
Do you think they even watch it?
I think they have to, or unless it's somebody else doing their tweets, but I feel like they're very involved in that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think they do.
I'm always thinking, like, oh, they probably have it, like, timed out on Who's Say ready to go.
Oh, they might.
They might. I mean, who knows? A lot of celebrities do that. But speaking about Twitter and social media, some of my news and gossip involves Khloe changing her name on Twitter. It was Khloe. Her Twitter handle is still the same, but her name on her page, she took Odom out. It just says Khloe or Khloe Kardashian by itself. Because
what's her Twitter handle?
I believe we should look it up.
Yeah,
I think
my
it's.
Phone's off.
I felt like it was Khloe
Kardashian
Odom, but that was the name on her page for sure. And now it just says Khloe, and that's it. So that's a big change. And then, of course, the floodgates open with her being attacked with tweets and all sorts of things after that happened.
Well, and I'm obviously, if you're doing something like that, I think it's intentional. You know what I mean? Like, that. I think maybe that's her way of letting the fans know, like.
It just says Khloe Kardashian.
Khloe Kardashian. Okay. I also have seen her. I follow her on Instagram, and she keeps posting sort of quotes and, you know, motivational things, just saying, like, I can't explain what I'm going through, but it's just kind of happening to me, and kind of things. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have an explanation, but this is part of my life.
I hope we cover.
Like
I hope they cover some of it in the show. I'm sure they will touch on it a little bit at least, but he's not living with her as of right now.
Well, did you ever see that interview with his mistress, the lawyer?
Oh, no, I didn't watch it.
Okay, so this lawyer, I don't know how they know each other. She basically went to the news and said, I've been having an affair with Lamar, and for the last few weeks, he has been living in my apartment and doing coke, and we snuggle together, and we watch Netflix, and we get takeout, and all this stuff. And I go to work, and I'm a lawyer during the day, and I come home, and I feel like it's leaving a toddler in the house, is what she said. She said she never knew what he would do. It was weird, though. I'm like, why are you putting up with this?
Okay, and also, what kind of, like,
what lawyer goes on
have to be?
TV and announces
like,
this?
She knows he's married. Like, you're a horrible person, lady. If you can, you know what I mean, go on and just say, like, oh, I know he's your husband, but I've been with him for the last 3 weeks. Like, what a bitch.
Well, and it was weird, too, because she kept talking about how childish he was and uncontrollable and how he is a baby. And then she'd be like, but we have so much fun together and we snuggle.
Oh, my
and
God.
It's like you're snuggling with a married man that's on a
that's
coke
disgusting.
bench that needs help.
I feel so bad for Khloe.
Yeah, I do, too. And that girl is trashy. The one that did that. Like,
that
you don't.
Is complete trash.
Even if you are in an affair, you don't go to the news and announce it to the entire world, all the details.
Well, and I mean, she's kind of losing her credibility as a lawyer, too, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want her as my lawyer after doing that.
No, that's
Would
disgusting.
you trust her?
No, I wouldn't.
Me neither.
Well, and I feel like Khloe is not going to leave Lamar until he gets help. Because I don't think she wants him to, like, have more of a downward spiral. So I feel like maybe we'll see him go to rehab, and then later on she'll make the announcement. But obviously they're not together right now.
I feel like it's a matter of time, too.
Yeah.
If he gets his act together soon and goes to rehab and gets better, I feel like she's going to be way more forgiving. But if this keeps going on, she's going to give up and probably have to get a divorce.
And it sucks, too, because, I mean, I'm a person, if somebody cheats, I'm out. Like,
me too. It's over.
Yeah, there's no way. But some people are like, no, we can work through it. But it sucks that literally the whole world knows that he cheated. So that puts even like so much more added pressure on it.
It is kind of common though with celebrities. Keaton was talking about this the other week, like Ozzy Osbourne, you know.
Yeah, and Sharon.
Sharon stood by him through all his ups and downs, and there's a lot of celebrities that do that. What is your opinion? Like, what do you think she should do? Do you think they should stay together, or what do you want them to do?
I love the two of them together. I think they're so cute. But I feel like there's a point of no return, and I think he's way past that. And I feel like maybe one cheating allegation comes out, they work through it. But the fact that he's like still blatantly doing it, like, I think if there's like a one night thing, that's something he got really messed up on drugs.
It's not,
and he did
that's
it.
the thing. It's
but if he's there
reoccurring.
for 3 weeks, I think that's a whole nother issue. You know, what do you think?
I think it's been a little too long now. I really have liked them as a couple this whole time, but more recently, just with this last season, also, you haven't been seeing him as much.
Yeah.
You don't really see their relationship. Of course, Khloe and Lamar, the show, too, that hasn't been going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of just want the best for Khloe, and I think that might just be to be single, to be yourself, and
I think
heal.
It will be good. I know this is bad, but for the Kardashian brand, because Kim's kind of taking a step back, Kourtney's doing the whole mom thing, and so I think it'll be like kind of cool to see Khloe. I feel like if this happens, she'll just start working a lot more and doing more of that, and I'd love to see her do like a talk show or something like that, you know.
I could see her doing that too. Even in the last year or two, I've noticed Khloe has blossomed even more. She's looking fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And she's more confident than she used to be. I could totally see her being a talk show host. But speaking of talk show hosts, while we're in news and gossip, I heard that Kris's talk show didn't get picked up. And I correct me if I'm wrong about this, but it sounds like it's over pretty much.
That's a bummer, because I actually thought it was pretty good.
I liked
And
it.
you know what I don't get is that it got like millions and millions of views on YouTube.
But a lot of people don't like her. I mean, we
Yeah,
like her.
I know.
But a lot of people don't like Kris Jenner, and I think that's why the show didn't do well. She couldn't relate to a broad audience.
Which is, I thought the show was really good though.
I thought so too. It was
Bummer,
entertaining.
Chris, we liked it.
I
You
thought
can
she was
come
a
in
good
here.
host too. Hosting can be hard when you're in front of a live audience and rolling with it, especially if she's not used to hosting. I think that's a new thing for her. I thought she did a good job.
I know. Bummer. Do you have anything else?
No.
That is it. Okay, let's get into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Oh, the lights in here are crazy.
Ooh. It goes with the music.
Oh
It's
my
kinda-
God.
It's like Halloween already with the music.
Oh, I'm ready
Doesn't
for
it seem-
Halloween.
Me too.
Do you have any predictions?
I'm going to go bold.
Go bold.
I predict that Khloe and Lamar are going to get a divorce.
I think you're right. It's
I
okay.
guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll find out. I want to
think so, though.
see some Kylie. I think I've said this before, but some Kylie and Kendall like boy drama. I think
Oh,
that'd be kind of fun.
I would love to see that. I feel like they wouldn't want to show it though till they're like over 18.
But they did on Laguna Beach and they're all fine. So I feel like they should totally do that.
That's true.
It'd be fun.
And as we've established, 17-year-olds have sex.
Yep.
So it's
Ding,
fine.
ding, ding. I think that's everything then. We have our camel toes CTC. Cover that camel under control. But I really want you to post that picture on your Instagram.
I will.
Okay. Where can they find that?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Danica Kennedy.
And you can find my pussy also covered on Twitter and Instagram at Jason Ikeler. And we will see you guys back in here next week.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
Cover that camel.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.